SEP is usually described as a teacher professional development program, but over the years what we're figuring out is that it's way more than that. SEP is really a partnership program, and there's an important distinction. In this partnership program, we're really looking to build long-term relationships together with teachers. The idea is that we should be able to have connections, real bridges between science educators and people who are involved in laboratory science or in doing science, using science in their work. There shouldn't be this kind of, two disparate places, but instead there should be something that bridges that. And a bridge, like always, is a two-way kind of thing.
A lot of it has to do with collaboration, that when you get a number of teachers together, you get people from the medical profession, other professions, you get university faculty together, what you end up with is this really great synergy. And what that does is it enables people who are practicing the science all the time with the people who are teaching all the time, with the students who are learning all together and thinking about innovative ways to think about teaching and learning.
And now we want the teachers to be immersed in it, to be scientists themselves, because we want students to think of themselves as scientists, to see themselves in that role. So the teachers need to view themselves as scientists too, and that's what the mentorship part of this does, the lab experience part.
As a teacher, you're kind of used to being the one that communicates the knowledge, and to be the learner again is invigorating, because it's expanding my own understanding. So I'm going into a lab where he's trying to cure cancer. I mean, how cool is that?
We talked about the human side of being a scientist. I think probably you had the same experience. They all like to drink beer. A lot of them have kids. They had to drop off the kids. They had doctor's appointments, running around, and they're trying to do their research in the midst of all this chaos. And so sometimes you open up your biology textbook and there's somebody nice spiffy lab coat, and they're all in a nice expensive. Well, we kind of, the students, I think, at the high school kind of see this as something out there that it's not attainable sometimes. And so I think it's important to bring that human side of science into the classroom.
So during the summer session, we start out with 3 days that we usually call DNA boot camp. This is a time that begins with a chance to get to know each other, and we open it up with a session on asking questions and not knowing, and how the real science enterprise is about asking questions. So we set this feeling for how we want people to think it's okay and to be okay asking lots of questions. Then we move into working with the kind of lab activities that are based in SEP kits. So the teachers are getting a chance to learn what's in the SEP kits. At the same time, they're learning the background words and techniques that they'll need in their research lab experience. Those first 3 days are team taught really by SEP staff, so scientists together with lead teachers who bring the classroom experience. So we're partnering even in how we teach those first 3 days of lab background.
19, we grabbed another 20. Set of tips from them.
Right now, I am trying to add some transformed E. coli into this Loria broth, and so I was counting how many colonies that I picked up from the starter plate that we made overnight.
For all of them?
I do a similar lab with Piglo with my students in Chimicum, and every single year the students ask me, why are there white colonies on my green Piglo plates? So I want to finally be able to answer that question for my students.
I am putting in my 250 microliters of very cold calcium chloride. Get ready for bacterial transformation.
So I am taking a look at this lawn of bacteria, and I expect to see some transformed bacteria in here, which should be glowing under the UV light.
Well, we're looking for the plasmid cherry. So we saw it came out as a really bright color on the last lab for another group, and kind of interested us. So we're gonna see what that looks like.
Okay, I want to talk about loading the gel before you start off, because you're going to be at different stages, and I don't want groups that are ahead to have to wait till everybody pours their gel.
It's a real change from a month ago or a month and a half ago. I was teaching 14-year-olds or 17-year-olds, and today we have teachers here using the equipment. It's a huge change working with teachers compared to working with students. And the teachers are asking the same questions students would be, and I think some of the teachers here are pretty apprehensive about, am I doing this right, just like a student would be. So there's not as many differences as you would think between a child student and an adult student. But there's some people here that are pretty savvy and somewhat experienced, but they really just don't know how to integrate it back into their classroom. And I think the really cool thing about this program is people are talking to each other and people are collaborating and getting ideas on, okay, I know how to run a gel, now let me make it interesting and applicable to a student. So I think the collaboration going on here today is really important.
Me as a professional, this program, and I've done a lot of outreach, this one has been one of the ones that has really motivated me to move forward and continue to grow.
And I think that I'll be able to bring that concept back to my classroom. We also inserted the DNA strand into a plasmid vector to isolate, then released it. And I think I can bring these concepts in. I would like to do the transformation lab that we learned here, the kit, and then take it a little further.
At that point, the teachers are ready to go off to the research labs. And in the research labs, each teacher is paired with a mentor scientist. Those labs can be not only labs here at the Fred Hutch, but we have partner institutions around town that are really involved in this program. So Seattle Biomedical Research Institute, Amgen, Zymogenetics, the University of Washington, Seattle Children's Research Institute are all involved as partner sites and have done so for many years with us. So that provides a really nice, diverse group of research experiences that the teachers have in for-profit, nonprofit kinds of research centers. The 5 days, every one of them is different. They're custom designed by the scientist and the teacher together to give an interesting and good lab immersion experience. After the first 3 days, we make sure that everything's going well. We have lead teachers who go and check in with each partner, see how things are going, let us know if there's any adjustments that need to be made. But those are meant to be hands-on, active research work, not a job shadow or just following somebody, but really an active research experience. And we find that the mentors during that time get this benefit of stepping back and getting a view of their work in a big picture kind of way that they sometimes have lost. They often go very, very deep into their work, and they report to us that one of the things they've enjoyed is this chance to kind of step back, see where does my work fit, what are the big questions I'm really working on, why do I even do what I do. So we ask the mentors often, why are you participating in SEP, or what did you get from this experience? And they do speak about this chance to give back. Many of them feel like a science teacher was an influential person in their career path, and so there's a chance to give back. Some of them are really interested and enjoy teaching, but their work doesn't really include teaching in an official kind of way, but they enjoy this chance to share what they know and to I don't know, see the lights come on in somebody else's eyes. So they enjoy that chance to just practice their teaching a bit. Some of them have longer range plans that there might be graduate students, and so they have longer range plans that include being a professor or an instructor and want that additional experience teaching. And many of them just really love their work and like this chance to share what they're doing.